Hi guys, I'm Calamity Joe. Welcome back to a new Minecraft YouTube live stream on the Calamity Joe YouTube channel. Welcome back. Just gonna take a thing from the stream, slot it into my Discord server. There we go. Welcome to the stream. Just put it in my Discord server. We are live. Stating that the stream's actually live. I'm just gonna look around, see if there's a couple of zombies over here, so we're gonna hunt some mob. We're gonna hunt a couple of mobs down today, just because. We're gonna hunt a couple of mobs down. Guys, do you have protection 5? Do we have protection? Oh, itty nose. Do we have protection 5 on items in Minecraft? Or am I just being a bit clumsy? Or being a bit stupid? I don't know. Wow, 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 wow. There we go. So, we're going to go and I found something a few weeks ago. There's something under here. I got an idea, but I got an idea. Hello, Apollo Jenny. Welcome to the stream. What am I looking for? How are you doing? I'm doing really well. How are you? Sorry, guys. We're just trying to find some. I know there's a mob spawner near here. I know there's a mob spawner. Yeah, I knew that there would be some stuff here. Right, good. Because there's mobs in here. Is there mobs in any of the other places? Not that I'm aware of. Is it possible for mobs to get in here? I'm probably gonna have to go soon since I have school. That's alright. What am I looking for? Hello, TG 108 180 88. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. We're just trying to get out of here a minute. This build a minute. I was trying to find a cave. I was trying to find a cave. Doing all that, we've just freed. Doing all that, we just freed some space. Now, I'm worried that we might have some mobs spawn in here because I don't think it's lit enough. So, that's something that could potentially be a case. But at the moment, I don't see anything be about. That's all right. There we go. So, I don't think we're gonna have. Oh. I don't think we're gonna have any mobs in here, but it is worth being careful. Hello, Ballad. Welcome back. Hello, Sir Edward Balladez. Welcome to the stream. Right, let's go into this place. Let's go right here. So where we were over there. We were over here. I got the most name right now. What we're gonna do. There should be a mob. There's a mob spawner around here somewhere, but I just have no clue where it is. I suppose there's one way we can find out. There's a way we can find out. I have to go now. Bye. Goodbye. I'll pop in later. Okay. Right. I'm gonna hop into here a second. Then I'm gonna hop down to here and dig back up. Right, guys, do you know any... Right, who's in here right now? What version is this? Legacy console. Legacy console. Ooh. What could we do there? Does anyone know any X-ray glitches in Legacy? Sorry, just checking a Discord notification a second. seem to have some sort of Discord notification coming from somewhere. Oh. It's just a weird notification. Yeah, does anyone know any duplication glitches? Sorry, not duplication glitches, X-ray glitches. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I need some sort of X-ray glitch. There's a mob spawner under there. There's a mob spawner under here, and I can't find it. I'm just wondering if anyone knows an X-ray glitch that we can use to find its location. I know it's here. I know it's under here, but I just can't find it. X-ray glitch. Oh, we got one from 6 years ago from this YouTube channel, so it's just giving me an advertisement. Right, let's have a quick flicker. Oh. They did exactly what I would have done, so hello Noria, welcome to the stream. Hello XL Plays, welcome to the stream. Hello, welcome to the stream everybody. We're just going to do something a second. We're trying to do a welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're just going to do we're going to try and do an X-ray glitch a second. I need to find out where something is. So we're going to do an experiment. Okay, we're not going to do it here. Here? Oh. Right, just going to plug my laptop in on charge for 2 secs, guys. I'll be back in a jiffy. Right, there we go. Your screen is blurry. Might be your internet. If your internet is slower, the stream won't run as fast. Right, it's there. So it's under the water. It's under the water. That's probably why we were... probably why we were struggling. So welcome to the stream. There we go, perfect. It's so whatever it is, it's under here. Here we go. Right, put a torch here a minute. Cool stuff. Got an idea what we can do here. Creeper. Yeah, I've got an idea what we can do here. What the hell? I put a torch here. I'm going to take the chests quickly. Oh, I can't pick up the last bit. Actually, who cares about the redstone? The hell? Anyway, so... Don't explode, you... Oh, Jesus. Hello. Hello, Jordan. Welcome to the stream. There's another one dead in there. Let's just... Right, we need more torches down here, prompto. Right, we're going to go home. I've just had a daft idea, but it's a good idea. I've got a chest over here that I placed yesterday, and we can fill some of this stuff that we've just gathered into here. Those chests will be useful. Those chests will be on the useful side in a second. So we'll take these. I've got an idea, guys. I have a cunning plan. For like what? We're going to make it into a mob farm. I can go and replace that. Taking some of this, I can go and replace that in a second. We can turn that into a mob farm. We're going to need a couple of things, though, first. We're going to need some tools first. Some torches. Where the hell is there we go. 6, and we got some hoppers. That's practically... How late am I? The stream's only been on 17 minutes. You're not late. Oh, shoot the bed. I just forgot we're not on peaceful, so we can quickly go and... We need to go back and get that food. 29 should be enough. And 54 should be... We've got more than enough. I've been waiting since 10 for the stream. I got distracted. That's alright. I will never stream at 10 o'clock, guys, because I will never stream. That's the time that I will not stream. 10 o'clock. Right. First things first. Yeah, I will never stream at 10 o'clock. My streams are always roughly this time period. So we can get... At least we got like 4 hours of stream. The fuck did he come from? Fucking scared the shit out of me. Ping pong. Here they come. The Creeper Cartel after you, Jesus. Fucking there's another one. There's another fucker. Where are they coming from? Ironically, though, we needed to go up there anyway. Because that's where the mob spawner is. There's a spider after me, too. Actually, before we do all that shit, guys. Before we do all that shit, let's go up here a minute. You mean the Minecraft creepers are mad at me? Bloody hell. Surprisingly, I need to go up. I needed to go up here. So... One, two, three. I want... The shaders to bedrock. Well, Vibrant Visuals looks really nice. That's just my opinion on that. Vibrant Visuals looks really, really nice. So... Shit. The hell? Oh, it's because it's just washed away all the torches, isn't it? That'll be fine in a minute. I just need to try and get up here. It's because it keeps wiping away the torches, so... This was always going to happen here because Roblox is most... Roblox is old. Roblox came out in like 2000 and... Yeah, well, Minecraft should add a lot, but whether they'll actually do it is like the whole other case, though, you've got to think. Whether, based on like what Minecraft is, whether Minecraft will actually add it, you know, that's a whole nother case. Right, so now we've done all that, we're going to need some water. And... I'm gonna make a stop here. I'm going to make it so we have a stop on the track here. So we can get to here. Well, I'm not really making a metro. I found a I found a spider spawner here. For a cave. Through I had this track through here going to the minigame area, But when I was coming across here, I found a mob spawner literally in this cave. So the idea is, if I block it off here, if I make a stop here, it means that we can get to the spider spawner. So I'm just gonna go and get some buckets of water from the Minecraft from my Minecraft base, so I can I'm gonna get some stuff from my Minecraft base, so I can go and actually do something with it. So I've brought some hoppers with me. It'll basically be like an automatic farm. Well, automatic spider eye string. So I need some buckets of water though. First, I've got 8 buckets. This is all the stuff from the mob spawner. We've got 13 in cap. I need something new maybe every 1 or 2 weeks. Yeah. Alright, how many buckets do we have? It's right there with me that I'm totally the opposite. I'm totally the opposite. Well, yeah, you can throw a trident in real life as well. In real life, you can do a load of stuff. When you said yesterday, that could be when you said yesterday about not being able to sit still, that's another trait of ADHD, not being able to do do the same things. That's another trait of ADHD, to be honest. When you said about that yesterday, about not being able to sit still, but now you've said that, yeah, that generally is another trace of it. There's quite a few a lot of traces of ADHD are things like that. That is another trace of it where you a massive trace of ADHD is something similar to that. You can't hold a passion for everything because you constantly get bored of it. I think that is one. I'm going to Google it a minute. There's nothing bad with it. There's nothing bad with it. It's just ADHD is a mental condition where, you know, it affects some people. So it affects some people. So it means people that have it tend to not be able to sit still, tend to struggle in like schoolrooms and things like that. There was a guy in my school year that had it. He was always seen as a bad student. There was a guy in my school year that had it. He was always seen as like a bad student. Not really a bad student, but he'd struggle to pay attention, things like that. No. Not talking about that. Ominous. No, my sister doesn't have ADHD. No, I was saying about ADHD doesn't affect anything. It's just it affects people's attention spans. So everything's different. Bollocks, press the wrong one. So So, there we go. Now, hello, the Jazz As. Welcome to the stream. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're just going to... I'm just sorting out this a second, everybody. Making this mob spawner. So, let's make that... Let's make this the chest here, eh? Let's make this the chest here. But because of spiders... Do I have any wood on me? I don't. We'll have to go and get some. Because of the way spiders are... Because of the way spiders are... I love seeing, so it's just common. I don't think I'll ever get bored of these. Because it's everything different. It's everything different. That's a trait. As I said, that is like a trait. When you said yesterday about not being able to sit still, that is a massive trait of something like ADHD, which is basically just, you know, the body. It's basically the body wants to move. The body doesn't like being sit still, which is a normal thing. Have I beat the dragon? I've beaten the dragon hundreds of times on this world. This version of Minecraft that I'm playing, the version of Minecraft here that I'm playing, you can reset the Nether. The version that I'm playing, you can reset the Nether. So I've fought the 100 dragon. I fought the 100 dragon, the Ender dragon, hundreds of times on this world. So, because this is the old edition, you can reset the Nether in the end, so you can constantly get more end materials. So, we're just gonna do a little bit of work across here. This is old Legacy Console Edition, so the 4J Studios version of Minecraft. So I'm just going to dig this back. Oh shit, the fucking bed! I thought it was lit up enough, so we're just going to do a little bit more here. More work here. That scared the shit out of me. Hello, Mr. Cake. Welcome to the stream. Right, so... just overused. No, it affects millions of people. It affects millions of people. But it's not a bad thing. This is it. I've googled it, Egg. It is very common for people that have ADHD to struggle with consistently playing the same video games due to their need for stimulus and challenges within a sustained focus. So yeah, it is common. That is a common trait. Well, that's the point. I haven't got the blocks to block it. The point of what I'm doing, I need to go and get some stuff in there to go and do it. It's practically done. The spawner's practically finished. I just need to go and get some wood, because that spawner itself happens to be right in the middle of my train line. So I need to rush back and get some wood. And I'm going to take some of this with me. I took too many water buckets that I didn't actually need. But I can find a use. I can now find a use for this thing. I can find a use for that craft table. I've made a mistake. I've come up here when I need to actually. I can get there by going down here, which is probably the only way you're going to be able to get. We got. I just played 38. Yeah, that. But I said if you didn't know, if you the thing is though, if you get what I mean, Egg. You wouldn't have known if you had it. You might not have it. You might not have it. But it was you would have only knew about that because you said something on my stream, and I said that sounds like traits of ADHD. But if you didn't know that you potentially might have had that, nobody else would have. Cool, you were still playing this. Yeah, this is I've had this Minecraft world here, I've had for 10 years. The Minecraft world I'm playing here, I've had for not over 9 years. Right, so we can now do this part. If I stick a crafting table in the corner, I can get some of these slabs. So we're gonna have to wait for 2 seconds till we do that last one. But luckily the water, I just want to watch what happens a second before I do anything else. I'm going to get rid of one. Where do those... I can't kill him because I haven't got me... Oh shoot, that's not what I wanted to do. But so now, guys, this should work. Plus, so will they be able to get out? Which has been your favourite update? Well, I haven't got that. I haven't got that. The Jazz AS. I haven't got it. I haven't got that edition. I haven't got those updates on this world because this is Legacy Console Edition. This is pre 1.12. Can a spider get out of here? But I like this. I like what we've done so far. Okay, one can get through. Hey, that'll work. Damn, it just needs... Damn, is it just me here? I don't know. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not in a matter of, like, speech. Sometimes, sometimes the numbers fluctuate on these streams. I just wish we could grab that XP level, those XP levels. Now we can sort this out because they can't come through now. Hello, Witherstorm. Welcome to the stream. I saw your comments just now, Witherstorm. Sorry, I couldn't but I couldn't respond. Some of them get yeah, that's the thing. Some of them get stuck. Essentially, this is an automatic farm. Yes, this is OG Minecraft. This is Legacy Console Edition. I like it, guys. It even looks like a face. It looks like a skeleton face, I think. I don't know. I mean, we've done an incredible job. I love lots of games. I love FIFA. I love I mean, we've done incredible there, haven't we? Oh, yeah, yeah. We could do that. We could do that. But at the moment, it's fine for now. Billionaire. You know, he's a billionaire. You got to think he sold Minecraft for. Got to think he sold Minecraft for. He sold Minecraft. He sold Minecraft to Microsoft. He sold Mojang to Microsoft for. God, how much was it, guys? It was a lot. I'm under the feeling I think he sold Minecraft because he was owned Mojang. I mean, he built Mojang to make Minecraft. I mean, I'm 100% convinced he sold Minecraft to Mojang for some billion. I think it was. I'd like to say 4.5 billion he sold it to. So, you know, he became a billion. That, you know, he owned it. That means he became a billionaire. The guy practically became a billionaire. The guy practically became a billionaire overnight. Which, you know, that is. Oh. With my sword as well. So, I think we've got, on my old Minecraft sim, I accidentally left a command block that sets it to noon, and now the day counter says too many to count. Ha! I mean, this world, it's not counted on Legacy, but it is counted in the mechanics of the game. So if I was to go over to Bedrock right now, it would tell me like 10,000. I need to go and get some more oak. I need to go and empty my chest, empty what I've got in my inventory. Because we're practically finished now with that. We've got a spider. We've now got the most I've ever got into in survival is, yeah. Oh God. I've done a couple of thousand this year. I think I've done 3,000 this year, probably. That's probably because I've been streaming a lot more this year. I've been streaming a lot more this year than last year. 121 of you have watched this stream in 49 minutes, which is incredible. So I want to see how this works. Now, as soon as you get into this, we will suddenly stop. And then you can go to the mob spawner. You can go to this mob spawner. I'm not. Well, we're not going to stick a bed over it because obviously there's no point because you won't be able to use the bed anyway. But I used to stream on Twitch. Yeah, because of having 7,000, because of having just over 7,000 subs, we get quite a large amount of viewers on these streams. It used to be a bit higher. It was a bit higher in June, but that's not an issue, guys. It was a little bit. It used to be higher in roughly like June time. It was a June was just crazy. Nightbot? No, I don't have Discord. Yeah, Nightbot's only telling you that because I'm promoting my Discord server. Nightbot says that to everyone in the stream. And I'm just doing a bit of... I'm getting Nightbot to basically promote. Oh, hi, God, my nose. So, perfect. Now... Either way, I'm 7. Oh, thank you. That's really kind of you. I'm aiming to hit 8,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I want to hit 8,000 subscribers by my birthday, guys. That would be an amazing achievement. That would be an amazing achievement for me. Because I've got this we've only got one chest, so we can put that here. Thank you for subscribing, everybody. That's really kind. Actually, guys, just had an idea. Because we can use this. We can use these stairs upside down. Now, if I take this chest, I can go back, grab another chest. We're doing quite well here. My XP levels have gone up a little bit, which is lovely. Do you go live every day? This is fun to watch. Occasionally, yeah, I try to, but there won't be a stream tomorrow because I'm graduating uni. I've got my college graduation, so I won't be streaming tomorrow, but I won't be streaming tomorrow, but yeah, I stream. I practically stream every day. Yeah, it feels a bit... Uni graduations, they feel... College graduations, uni graduations, they feel weird. When you graduate, they have to know everything about you. They have to know your exact height, the size of your head. They need to know absolutely everything like that. Because it's all got to match. So basically, the hat's got to fit exactly right on your head. The hat thing has to fit exactly right on your head. So you've got to measure your head. Can they not make it a slight slack? No, it has to be absolutely right. It absolutely has to be right. So you need to put your exact waist size in. You need to put your exact waist size in. You need to put your exact, because it's got to absolutely fit right. You got to put your exact waist size in. So I had to put like, I don't know, 39, 40, whatever. You had to put your exact waist size in, your exact how big your head is, and it's very fidgety, guys. It's very very fidgety. It's really interesting though, but it has to. Yeah, I had to literally take a tape measure, but obviously one of those normal ones, not the metal ones, but one of the ones you roll up. I had to go and find out what... You wrote a book? Yes, I'm a author in my spare time. Yes, 100%. I'm an author in my spare time. Where's that bit gone? Ah, it's in here. Yes, in my spare time I write novels. I'm working on one at the moment, actually. I'm working on one at the moment. I'm almost finished. I need a name for a villain, guys. I need to name for a villain at the moment. I know what the last name's going to be. I know what the last name's going to be. But... Same, still working on my first... Oh, cool. Yeah, I've wrote 6. So the first one I published was in 2000. The last name I just opening my book. I'm just opening. This is how I write it, guys. Every page is a different chapter. Basically, I've opened up multiple documents. I write every chapter on a different document, then amalgamate them all together. So. So basically, the character's last name is Litfield. So it's Litfield. So I didn't know what... I've been trying to find the perfect name. So I was thinking Murdoch Litfield, Godfrey Litfield, Martin Litfield, Cuthbert Litfield, Merlin Litfield, Humphrey Litfield, Abraham Litfield, Macedonius Litfield. But I don't know. I don't know which one sounds better. I'm trying to find the perfect name for... Cause this guy's going to be a nuisance. This guy's going to be a nuisance to the main character over the next couple of stories. Heinz... Yeah, it's not Lipfield, it's Lip. It's like this. I can't even spell field. It's like that. Litfield. I don't know. This character is going to be a nuisance. This character is going to be an absolute nuisance for the main character over the next couple of stories. Well, the interesting part is he's going to be a... I might try streaming on Twitch again. Cool. This character, he's going to be an absolute nuisance for the main character over the next couple of stories. But the problem for the main character is he can never get the evidence to tie him to anything. The problem is he can never get the evidence to tie him to any wrongdoing. But he's an absolute nuisance for the character. Well, they can never... We even get the XP levels from this as well. But not all the XP, not all the XP, some of it gets stuck. Kind of like Pete the Cat from Dogman. I've never heard of that, the Dogman. But yeah, so the main character, this guy's meant to be an absolute nuisance to the main character. So the main character for years is trying to the main character is trying to charge this guy for years, and he just can't do it. It's the same as there's a character in a TV series that was similar. That he was just a nuisance, and they tried absolutely... They just could not charge this guy with anything. So, at the moment, guys, this is just from this mob spawner. This is going to be a great invention for us. We can make more potions. I'm just trying to find a way at the moment. I'm just trying to find a way at the moment to make it that... Do we still have that buckets of water? I could... is he cocky? Is the villain cocky? Well, I wouldn't say he's cocky in, like... I think Fortnite's overrated too. I wouldn't say the villain's cocky, but the villain itself, he's just a nuisance. So... the character's just a nuisance. So the whole idea of this character is he works for the main villain, but they can never prove that he works for the main villain. Causes inconveniences. Yeah, he causes inconveniences. So the main character, and so this villain will run in. This villain here, he will run in with the main. He will run into the main character numerous times in the next stories. But, and they meet each other, you know, hundreds of times. But the one problem that he has is he can never tie him to any crime. So he can't do anything about it. He's just an inconvenience. But I quite like that. Someone that thinks they're a player. I quite like that in films. I want to know if this is going to work. I've been playing Minecraft for 11 years. I'm going to go and try it. I'm going to try out live again. Now I'll watch your stream at the same time. Oh, cool. Let's find where he is. Mr. Spider. Let's just kill him a second. Do I still have Vic hoppers on us? I do. So, because we've got this slight issue here, where the water's now going everywhere. Well, yes, I found a spider. I found a spider farm just opposite on the track. On the snow track. On the. I think we put that in the wrong way, so I'm just trying to. I know this is technically cheating. Well, it's not technically cheating, but I'm just gonna put this block here a minute. It means I can aim this in exactly the right spot. So I found this a couple of days ago. So I found it because of a cave. So these two areas, they line up perfectly. So, because I'm doing this, I was hoping that the XP here would come towards here. So I'm just hoping he doesn't kill me a second. I need him to back off a minute so I can. Here we go. Good. Now this should. I need to eat food. No, I'm well aware I'm not the last, Mr. Lineage Legacy. I gave it the title I've got to be honest, I don't even know the relevance of that meme, to be honest. I'm aware that I'm not the last Mr. Lineator, like Mr. Lineator Legacy. When I started these streams like 8 months ago, there was no Legacy streams popping up at all, so I was just, the title's about trying to improve, trying to save Legacy. The title that of the stream is more about promoting Legacy. Catman Joe does stream Legacy. So my streams are more about promoting Legacy and saving Legacy. That's the whole point. That's why I've gone for this title, because it raises the question and you have to go and have a look. You have to look at Legacy content. Sort of, and for the title, you sort of then got to go and look at Legacy content to sort of... You've got to go and look at Legacy content then to sort of see if it's true. I love these streams either way. Oh, thank you. Console. There we go. So, this should help us. I'm trying to improve it a little bit. I'm trying to make it so we can pick up more of the XP levels. Okay, that didn't go. That didn't go as well as I would have wanted. Leonard Litfield. Is this a mob farm? Yeah. I want that XP bit so bad. That's just common knowledge that was a mistake. Almost 7,300, yeah. We've done this. We've done this so we could pick up more XP levels. Spiders can jump. Yeah. There's loads of them on the roof. There's absolutely loads of them on the roof. We've picked up Nintendo Switch. We've picked up so much stuff in these spiders. I mean, we've done an incredible job. We're almost there, guys. We're almost at 3 stacks. Yes, it was only out for a year before it got discontinued. It was only out for about a year and a half. Yes, the Switch Legacy version came out in 2017 and was discontinued in 2018. It's actually probably the best version. It's probably the best version, to be honest, because it's the only one that was truly... It was the only one that had the same specs as the Xbox One and PS4 versions, but was truly handheld. Right, we need one more spider eye. Still no crossplay. Yeah, but that crossplay didn't exist at the time. Well, my Switch is the same too. My Switch sounds like a nuclear reactor, but that's because there's something wrong with the fan. but they've just made it. They've made it possible for the Switch 2 version. I picked up a spider eye then, so I can shut that in there and some string. Not right now, random player. They've made it so the Switch, this can be ported to the Switch 2, which is. What we should have done, actually, in retrospect. Oh. Do I play Roblox? I do not. I'm waiting for like an hour in the minigame lobbies. Yeah, it's the same as Switch. You do have them in Switch, but you do wait a longer time. Now, up until about a year ago. People were still. Up until about, I don't know, a year and a half ago, the lobbies used to be. Up until about a year ago, the lobbies used to still be pretty open. In retrospect, what we should have done. It also looks like a creeper's face. Yeah, we've designed it like this, not in that mind. We haven't done that. We haven't specifically had we didn't. We didn't actually have. We didn't like we didn't specifically have that like in mind. I'm wondering whether we can do this. What if we were to... Can we pick those up? What if we were to go one lower with it? I don't play single player. I prefer single player. But that's just me, guys. I prefer single player because it's more peaceful. Oh, bollocks. I need to try and fix that. But then trying to fix this is quite on the... But it doesn't help. This bit here doesn't help at the moment. We're gonna have to just... We're just going to have to fight some spiders a second because I need to fill that in. Oh my god! It's just spawned a skeleton as well. Skeleton jockey! I need to get under there, guys. Don't know who's watching my stream. So it's just one guy not even talking crazy. Yeah. That's alright. I need to get... Oh, this is going to be awkward because I need to get in there. It doesn't help that skeletons are starting to now... What the hell's that now? Right, let's just break... Let's just break that a minute. I think I might actually have to break. I'm in. Right. Right. So. That's probably why I've made a few mistakes here. Do you want to know what the name of my book is? Of course, of course. If you want to tell us. Attack of the Aliens. Cool. What's it about? Obviously, I know it's about aliens. So like a xenomorph. Is it based in the same world as aliens or something like that? Are you basing it in like the same world as aliens or something like that? Or... Isn't that illegal? Is that like a fan fiction or something? Oh, a fan fiction. Good. Because when you said that there, and I thought you were talking about like it was a genuine thing. So I've generally, a few weeks ago, it's a fan fiction. Oh, okay. That's good to know. The reason I said that is I had a guy on my stream last week. That's basically said something really bizarre. Basically, what I mean is I had a person on my stream a few weeks ago. They said something along the lines of they were writing a novel and they didn't grasp the facts. this person who was watching my streams, he commented something about he was writing a book, and that he was going to send it to this guy to publish it, which he was going to send it to the guy that owns the material and ask him to publish it, which is illegal because he doesn't own the rights to the stories. He doesn't own the right to the work. So this guy was basically writing a continuation of a book series, and had it in his head he could publish it. And I think I ruined his life because I said to him, if you publish that, you're going to prison. Because when you said xenomorph, I'm glad you said it's a fan fiction then, when you said it's about a xenomorph. It's about the xenomorph from Aliens. Because, yeah, if you had... I had somebody last week that's trying to publish... I had someone last week on my stream that's trying to publish a novel that's he doesn't own the source material to. But fair play for writing a fan fiction. Fair play. Yeah, I had someone last week that's trying to publish their fan fiction, not realizing that if he actually does, then that he's going to prison because it's illegal. Welcome back, Apollo Jenny. Yeah, I literally, I had a guy last week in my stream. He seems like a really nice person. If you publish fan fiction, well, if you profit off it, you can publish fan fiction, but you can't earn a penny off it. You can publish fan fiction on like fan fiction sites, but if you publish it, if you try and publish it as in, if you try to publish, what I mean is, if you try to publish it as like a book, then it's illegal. That's when it's illegal. Because if you make it go to the library, yes, then yeah, if you make it go to the library, then it's illegal. That's when it becomes illegal. Because it's not, you don't own the source material, so you can't legally put it in a library. Yeah, if it goes to a library, or if it goes to library or is published as an actual book, that's when it becomes illegal. Because right now I'm at school during breakfast, but the bell didn't ring. But yeah, I'm hoping this works, guys, so we can get some of the XP levels. They should now float to me. Which I don't know if it works, but... if not, I'm going to go in there again and put some more water in so it flows more smoothly to me. I can't quite kill that one. I like this idea though. But yeah, what I mean, yeah, if this guy had published this, if he had published it, he would have gone to prison. 100%, guys, he would have gone to prison. Because it's... Do you have a cuzzy? A what? Do I have a cousin? Of course I do. I think everybody has a cousin. I think... well, I think everybody... I think everybody has a cousin. Because at some point in their lives, some people have had 2 children. Is his name Jax? No. No. Yeah, it's impossible to not have a cousin. Unless your uncle didn't have kids, or your brother didn't, or your aunt didn't have kids. But still, you still have cousins. You still have cousins because your family's... get more interesting. Yeah, family trees are spread wide. I can't even trace my family history back, which is quite sad. Oh, let's kill. Good. We need... do it. This. We've done incredibly well, guys, with this. Some of the XP even gets to us, which is lovely. So this machine is working splendidly. Look how much we've got. We've practically... so not all the XP can be gathered, but refresh the sub count. I know what it is. It says 200. It says 2. That is the sub counts. John still play. That is generally the this is generally the sub count. The sub count goes automatically. It goes automatically up. Honestly, yeah. If I go to my subscriber counts, it will say the same exact thing. Yeah, it says the same exact thing. 7,283. But yeah, guys, I'm working on Dawn of Planets Book 4. Where are you going to see this? This is my... That's generally my YouTube live sub count. Because my mate was friends with this guy for the fight. It turns out they were cousins because their family trees were really spread out. Well, yeah, lots of family trees are really spread out. Like, mine is spread out. But mine's spread out so much and no one can trace it, which is just crazy. I was hoping we could put... I'm thinking, if I go get some water, I'm thinking we put some more water here. Then that XP should just swim to us. It should just swim out to us. But all this machinery this is working very, very well. Like, we've got 25 XP levels from that. We've got 25 XP levels at the moment. Means we can probably improve the boots, which is what we were... that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work on here. Your micronation. What, you've made a micronation? Bye, I have class now. Does it not in Legacy? Well, no. You can put slabs on. You can do that. Put them on. But it would be useless with carpets, because it'd be totally useless with carpets. It would be totally useless with carpets because the water from the machine, which is obviously taking all the XP levels and dropping them to us, would just, yeah, they would be washed away. 200 people are watching this stream. 200 people have watched this stream. I mean, not are watching this stream. 200 people have watched this stream. But yeah, guys, I'm aiming to hit 7,500 subscribers by the end of this month. As it stands at the moment, we are 117 away. We are, at the moment, we are as it stands at the moment, we are... As it stands, guys, we are 217 away from hitting 5,000 at 7,500. I want to see if we can hit that by November, by the end of November. That's the aim. By the end of this month. Hello, Stickman Animation. Welcome to the stream. As it stands, guys, we are aiming to hit 7,800 by the end of this month. 216. Yes, it hasn't quite changed to me yet. Hello, Vil Gamer. Welcome to the stream. So, what my aim is, I want to hit 8K by my birthday. My birthday's at the end of December. I want to hit 8K by the end of my birthday. Thank you for subscribing. That's really kind of you. As it stands, we're aiming to hit 8K by the end of my birthday. Stream is getting people. Yeah. Yeah. Right, I'm going to quickly jump off in... Shit, the bed. You scared me, Parrot. I thought it was a creeper. I'm just going to quickly go, guys. I need to go to the toilet. I'll be back in a minute. Thank you to the person who subscribed. That's really kind of you. Well, happy day. Well, happy early birthday. Oh, thank you. I think I found a parrot and a creeper look a tiny bit different, you know. Yeah. But I only had one glance at it. I only had one glance at it before I saw it, so... Yeah, they look way different. They do look way different. But not to me, apparently. So, gonna head this way. What happened to all my armor? It broke. It broke. But... La 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 la. They're coming down. They're gonna spawn some chickens. Is there? Have we got actually chickens in here now? Doing something. He's dropping some eggs. He's dropping some eggs. He's dropping some eggs. Let's go and spawn him a friend. La 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 la. Do you two still hurt or no? Do my teeth hurt? Well, not at the moment. I have lots of pain that hurts because I have lots of pain. I have a sore back on most days. That's normally because my chair, I can't have my back on my chair because then I can't reach the laptop. If I'm led back further in my chair, I can't reach my laptop because the furthest point back on my chair, my hand only just reaches the keyboard. And Dave the chicken. Could do that. We could do that. That's a very real possibility. It's something we can do. Is it my best armor? Well, it wasn't my best. It wasn't my best, but I don't really have best armor anymore. I used to forget the armor was on. So, that mob spawn is right under here. And we can probably work out where that armor was. Because I inadvertently, when building... That's where it is then. It's only 3 blocks then. It's literally only 3 blocks underneath there. What's my favourite build in my world? Would you guys like to see what some of my favourites are? Well, the snowman's one of my favourites. I really like the little amphitheatre we made here. The little like amphitheatre, I really love this. I really love some of the areas of the woodland. Yeah, I really love some of the areas that make up the snow. I really love some of the places that make up the snow, the winter wonderland. But I would be lying if I didn't say the snow. I would be lying if I didn't say the snow globe was my favourite. I would be lying if I didn't say the snow globe. We'll go to the snow globe now, guys. So I would be lying. I would definitely be lying if I said the snow globe wasn't my favourite build. But there's a few. The nether quarry's up there. The nether quarry build. But I would be absolutely lying if I didn't say that that was my favourite. I mean, hello Black Zana, welcome to the stream. I mean, I would be lying, guys, if I didn't tell you that this wasn't my favourite. I mean, the snow globe is massive. The snow globe is massive, like, it's 32 blocks, it's 32 blocks wide in diameter. Oh god. So I'd be lying if I didn't say that this wasn't my favourite build. Like 30 blocks in, it's 30 blocks in the middle of the structure. It's 30 blocks in each direction. I don't know if I can make this joke. Yeah, it's 32 blocks in diameter. Or which one's radius? Yeah, I think it's diameter is the side, so it's 32 blocks. It's got a radius of 32 and it's got a radius of 32 and a thing of 32. So from here to here, from there to there, it's 32 blocks, and from there to there, it's 32 blocks. From here to there, it's 32 blocks, and from there to the back. So basically, it's from the center. Imagine if you could enchant terms, yeah. So, on a context, guys, it's 32 blocks from the center on each side. As you can imagine, guys. As you can imagine, it's huge. And you can go in it. Mate, chat couples. What? You can even go in it, guys. You can even go in it. So, where were we? We were under that river over there. That's the circus tent over there. That's just weird. That's just... No one does that. Yeah. Anyone that does that on YouTube live streams is weird. I've never seen anyone do that before. That's just... Sorry, I'm back. I got a call. I said I've never seen anyone do that before. John still plays too. I've never seen anyone do that, and I actually find that quite weird. The fact that you would actually consider making chat couples. Yeah. You're probably watching the wrong stuff. That is actually quite disturbing. That's actually quite disturbing that you would actually pick people out of the stream and ship them together. Shipping them together, that's basically like paedophilia. That's basically like, well, it's not paedophilia, but that is perverted. Grabbing random names and shipping them together. Because you have no idea who they are, what their age is. That's just weird. That's really weird to do on a YouTube live stream. Yeah, that's exactly what I just said, Egg. That's why I said it's like it's a bit pervy. Just because you see some YouTuber do it doesn't mean it's a trend, but that's just a very disgusting thing to do. Plus, that 30-year-old is old enough to be the 8-year-old's dad. Sorry, I didn't type that. My sister stole my phone. If I had a penny for every time someone said that someone stole their phone, I would be a billionaire. Joking. If I had a pound if I got a pound every time I've heard someone say that on my streams. Sorry, my brother typed that. Sorry, my sister typed that. I'd be minted, guys. I'd be absolutely minted. I'd be sitting on a gold throne. I wouldn't be sitting on a gold throne. I'm joking about that part, but I would be minted. Honestly, if I had a pound coin for every time someone's told me that on stream, my sister typed that, my brother typed that, I generally would be minted. I'd be a billionaire. If you get what I mean. Bloody hell, big sheep's cutting it close to the edge, any? Because that's actually like a 20 block drop. Yeah, she heard it from a stream. My friend invited me to it, and the stream almost paid every go with me. Let me restate, I'm 11. Yeah, she heard it from a stream my friend invited me to, and the stream almost paid every go with me. Yeah, you shouldn't be on YouTube if you're under the age of 13. That's why you see inappropriate stuff like that. Yeah, that's not something you should probably be watching at 11. That is really weird. Paired, yes. That you shouldn't be on YouTube until you're 13. That's YouTube's requirements. But yeah, that's why YouTube says 13 years and up. There's things that there's genuinely content on YouTube that you shouldn't watch. That's not aimed at your age range. That's one of it. That's really creepy. Like, that's borderline, like, pervert level. Yeah, that's what you just said about this guy pairing his stream viewers up with each other. That's basically, like, pervert level shit. How long have you been playing Minecraft? 11 years. Yeah, I wouldn't watch content like that. That's why YouTube says 13 years and up, because there's generally content you shouldn't see when you're 11. And I think that's part of it. It's not normal. It's not normal. That's why YouTube says 13 years and up. That's why all social media says 13 years and up. You know, like a regular TV channel, John still plays Z2. You know, like a regular TV channel for children? You know those regular TV... After I for inappropriate. Have you watched Stampy? I have. Yeah, regular TV channels, they are regulated. Regular TV channels are regulated for what children can and can't watch. But YouTube is not regulated because YouTube's not a TV channel. YouTube isn't a TV channel. It's a channel where people can upload... It's a social web service where you can upload your own stuff. YouTube's not a TV channel. Yeah, SpongeBob. SpongeBob is regulated, so if there's something inappropriate in SpongeBob, the episode that they can't air the episode. That's why TV channels are like that. Yeah, but TV channels are regulated. So that's why in the UK we have something called Watershed. In the UK we have something called Watershed, where basically violent films can't be aired till after 9 o'clock. It's reviewed. Yeah, YouTube's reviewed, but you can't blacklist stuff on YouTube. If I uploaded a horror film to this channel, you can't. It would technically be your own fault for watching it, if you get what I mean. Because YouTube isn't a TV channel. YouTube can't be regulated by traditional means. Yes, I am from the UK. Yes, the UK have something called Watershed, where basically you can't swear on live TV before 9 o'clock. Oh my god. Sorry, itchy nose. Yeah, the UK do something called Watershed. My TV channels close at 3 AM. Yeah, but that's the point, says and Stefan. That's the point. Who's watching TV at 3 AM? At 3 AM, most people are normally asleep. They're not going to air TV shows at 3 in the morning because the chances are most people aren't going to be awake to watch them. That's why they don't air them. But yeah, like, it's the same as when you said about Aliens. When you said Aliens in 11, that caused me that popped into my head, like Aliens are 15. In fact, no, it's an 18, isn't it? When you said Xenomorph from Aliens, I'm like, isn't Aliens an 18 rated film? Hold on, I got Aliens on the shelf. Because Aliens is an 18 rated film, which is And the reason it's 18 rated, guys, because it says because of the horror stuff on it. Horror films say 18 rated because the content is not suitable for people under that age. That's where they have that. Because when you said Aliens, I'm like, hold on a minute. I got the DVDs on the shelf. I could have swore it. Hold on a minute. Where's Covenant? Oh no, Covenant's 15. What about the other ones? What about the other? I'm not scared of aliens. No, I mean the film. The film's actually 18 rated. It's not because of the aliens in. It's not because of the aliens as in the aliens of the story. It's because of the violence of it. It's actually banned for anyone under the age of. I thought it was 18, but according to that, it's 15. Where's the other box set a minute? Where's the Yeah, all the others are 18. All the other ones are 18. And I think, I'm not sure about the most recent one. I swear that's 18. But yeah, Aliens is 18. So I'm surprised when you said Aliens and you just literally put your 11. You surprised me. Because you're watching stuff that's 100%. You're watching content there that's 100% not aimed at your age rating. Yeah, like 18 rated film when you're 11. That's 18 rated horror films, and you're 11. That's quite concerning. There is a reason they have those age ratings. There is a reason they have those age ratings. They have those age ratings because back in the day, they didn't have age ratings back in like the 80s and the early 90s, and people used to practice shit. It's not scary or anything, but still, you're not them, if you get what I mean. But still, you're not them. They might have been in the Marines, but you're not them. It's still not appropriate for people under the age of 18 to watch. It's still not appropriate for people to watch 18 rated shit especially when you just said 11. That's like do you know it's in the UK it's very much more a thing. The reason they brought in age ratings in the first place is because people were watching stuff and becoming decentralized to it. Do you know why they got rid of gladiator fights? Do you know why they got rid of gladiator fights initially? Than America? Because people become decentralized to it. They got rid of gladiator fights in ancient Rome. Because of the violence of it, people started to act it out because it become normal. That's why they have age ratings on horror films, because children started reenacting what they were seeing in horror films and other people in the street. So, because of obviously how this violent subculture was emerging, they put age ratings on. That's why they put age ratings on it, because there are scenes in film. There are films that children can't see. Like Joker. Todd Phillips's Joker, if they hadn't have removed this one scene, it would have been banned in the UK. Todd Phillips's film Joker from 2019, if it had not have had this bathtub scene took out, it would have been banned. It would have been banned in the UK. And because they took that scene out, it ended up being a 15, but it would have been banned. Do you know memberships? Do you get 100% or 70%? I have no idea actually. I think I get. Yes, about 70%. YouTube takes 30%, leaving the creator with the remaining 70% after tax. What about Deadpool? Well, Deadpool's 15. Deadpool's 15, but they did a 12 version. Deadpool's 15, but they did a Deadpool's aimed at 15, but they did a 12 version where basically they cut out half the graphic stuff. Well, yeah, but Deadpool's not as bad as Aliens. Deadpool's not as bad as Aliens because that's a 15. But still, there are things there. The age ratings are there for a reason. They're there because there are films that will traumatize young people, and that's why they don't have them. For me, Deadpool is worse. Yeah, Deadpool's not worse. Depends which Aliens film you've watched. If it's one of the newer ones, maybe, but the older ones were more graphic. Yeah, Deadpool's not worse. Deadpool's a 15 rated, whereas Aliens is 18. The new ones may have been 15, but all the old ones were 18. Yeah, Deadpool. There's no way Deadpool is worse than. There's no way Deadpool is worse than Aliens, because Aliens is 18 rated. Deadpool is 15. In my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, but Deadpool's not really a horror film. That's just more if he makes sort of vulgar jokes. But in the terms of Aliens, some of the horror stuff is a lot more violent. I've never played Java, so I'd have to pick Bedrock. I've never played Java, so I'd have to pick Bedrock. I'm not arguing. I wouldn't say arguing, but you said that. I found that concerning when you said you're 11 and you just watched Alien and you're watching Aliens. Because when you said that, I'm like, isn't that like 18 rated? But it could be worse. I had a person on my stream a few months ago that said they were 8 and they just watched an 18 rated horror film, and I'm like, what? Like, if you're 8 and you've been watching 18 rated horror films, and your parents should go to prison. That's just my opinion, though, guys. I had a guy on my stream that said that a few weeks ago. A guy on my not in America. What do you mean not in America? America's age ratings are the same as the. America's age ratings are the same as UK. I think eight and watching an 18 rated horror film, I think is a little bit. America's age ratings are the same as the United States. America have R, but R is 15. R rated is 15 in the United States. America have the same exact age ratings the UK do. They have to have them by law. By law, they have to have age ratings. Need some above 10. But still, at 11, you're still... at 11, though, you are still technically... At 11, though, if you're like 11, that you're still... You still legally, on legal standards, should be watching children's films. At that age, you should still be watching children's films. That's why the age ratings are brought in, guys. That's what they're brought in. Alright, it's 17 plus, is it? I wasn't aware of that. Hello, David. Welcome to the stream. We've got a person in the stream. They said that they're writing a book about aliens, and I just said something along the lines of, yeah, yeah, John still plays on the stream. David said something about they're writing an alien film, and I said, is that a fan fiction of aliens? But they just said they're 11, so the fact that they're so they just said they're 11 and watching and have watched Aliens, and I'm like, isn't Aliens like 18 rated? I'm like, at 11, you probably shouldn't even know what Aliens is. Well, one of the later ones have probably been 15, but the originals. Well, the second ones are. I could have swore they were 18. The second one's good. Ironically, was done by Mr. Avatar. That was an incredible job. The original ones are the first ones I saw. Yeah, you probably shouldn't have seen them. But I didn't know. I know that they've got the same age ratings in the thing. Because every country has age ratings. Every country has to have them. The saddest part for me is the cats. Yeah, but I said that's a horror film, so it's not meant to be sad. If you found it sad, it means you were traumatized by it. Oh, probably 10 minutes. 10 minutes? It was only when... Oh, shit. It was only when John in the stream said it just now, and I thought... Wasn't it said about Aliens just now? I thought... Isn't Aliens an 18-rated film? It just popped into my head. Especially 3. We're not scared, but not for too long. It's been an hour. It hasn't been an hour. It hasn't been an hour. I can tell you're really young on the. I can tell you're really young if you think that's been an hour. Got to remember where I was now. I believe I was over here. I literally just repaired that. Would you? Sorry, my dad called me. He's been here for like 25 minutes. Yeah, he's only been in the stream 25 minutes, so it's probably been 10 minutes. I've basically been here the whole stream. Yeah. I'm back. I thought I joined at like 7:11. I wouldn't know because it's not You've only been here like 25 minutes. Because actually no, you might have joined earlier on. But you were talking about writing for a minute. But then you didn't mention anything about the name of your book until about 25 minutes ago. So times, yeah, my time's much different. So for me, it's literally 3:22. It's only 3:22. I lost a load of XP levels, guys, but I need to go PM. Yes, it's 3 PM. It's 3:22 PM for me. Ooh. Everton from the city. Oh, they're not on. England are on tonight. England are playing somebody tonight. I think it's Serbia. England national England national football team. Yeah, they're playing Serbia at 7:45. England have not lost a game in the qualifiers. In the World Cup qualifiers, we've already qualified. In the World Cup qualifiers, England have already qualified, but there's 2 more games in the qualification. There's 2 more games. They've qualified with 2 games to spare. They've won all 6, and they're 7 points clear of the nearest team. It's just now between Albania and Serbia on who goes through, who goes to the playoff. On who goes to the playoff, it's between Albania and Serbia, unless Latvia pick up 2 wins miraculously and finish on the same points as Serbia. But England are going to play Serbia and Latvia and Albania. So if they win both of those, and if they win both of them, and Latvia pick up 2 wins, it could be Latvia going to the playoffs. England will. I'm hoping England win tonight, and I hope England win tonight with a clean sheet, because at the moment Jordan Pickford has 6. Everton's goalkeeper Jordan Pickford has 6 clean sheets in a row for England. He's got 8 in all competitions. He hasn't. He's on the longest clean. He's on the longest consecutive clean sheet record in history for the English national team. Oh God. But yeah, on the record, we're only 14 subscribers off hitting 7,300, which is just incredible, guys. So I want to thank every single one of you. We are aiming to hit it. We're aiming to hit 7,500 by the end of the month. So that is my aim. My aim is to hit that. If we hit 7,500 by the end of this month, then we have a month to hit 8,000. I want to hit 8,000 by my 23rd birthday. Right, so 10k before January. I don't think we're going to hit 10k, because we'd have to gain another 2,800 subs. I can't see us doing that. Hello, Magnus Blue. I love the streams. Thank you. I'm glad you guys have enjoyed them. A lot of you guys have enjoyed them this year. My aim is to continue them for as long as possible. These streams will just continue and continue and continue. Oh. I think I'm on a streak of 5 so far, maybe. Probably. Literally, we've had a lot of people watch these streams this year. 300,000 of you to be exact, which is just ridiculous. Literally, this is my best year on YouTube. Subscribe to this dude or girl, you may be trans. Yeah, I'm not trans. I'm not trans. And also, they wouldn't have my voice or my accent. They wouldn't have my voice because I'm a genuine male. More so, I don't think you should know what trans people are at 11, but that's just common sense, guys. I don't think that they should teach, this is just my opinion, I don't think that they should teach people as young as 13. I don't think they should teach people under 13 what any of that stuff is, because under 13 you don't really know anything about living. So I don't think that they should teach it, because at under 13 you don't know anything about yourself. I don't understand why they teach it. I read it I read a report a couple of months ago that they were teaching it to kids as young as 4. I'm like, why do kids young as 4 need to know what that is? Like, it's not a bad thing. Yeah, but what I meant is they've been teaching it to kids as young as 4 nowadays. I don't think it should. I have nothing against transgender people or gay people or things like that, but anyone under 4 years old, anyone under 13 doesn't know anything about their body. Like, at 13 you don't know what you are, you know. Your teenage years is where you discover your teenage years is when you discover your sexuality. You discover what you are, who you are, and things like that. That's when you discover that. But if you stick it in their minds for 4, is that indoctrination? Is that when you consider indoctrination and imprinting? Is that imprinting and indoctrination? I mean, I'm homeschooled, so no school. Yeah. Who's riding a bike in your house? Not riding a bike, they're going up the road. Some youths now, they just rev their engines as loud as possible thinking it's cool. It's not cool. It's not cool to rev an engine. A guy that I know, he used to do that. He used to go rrr, and I said to a friend of mine, I said nobody cares about what the f***ing engine sounds like. Like, it's just a power play. It's just a power stunt. Look, I got a louder engine. Yeah, well, I got a bigger dick. Who cares? Well, Joe's getting worried. Like, it's just imprinting. I meant like you imprint on someone so that you teach them right from wrong. But if you're teaching like ideology, not really ideology like that. If you teach, why can't a 20-year-old get a beer, but a 5-year-old can choose their gender? Well, that's only America. That is only America where a 20-year-old can't get a beer. Everywhere else in the world, you can get a beer at 18. Bar America, because Michael Jackson started to promote about changing it. Because apparently it would reduce road accidents. 40 years later, has it changed road accidents? No. I don't know. But it is true. It is true. What you said is true, though. It's like what they did during the Second World War. Anyone born after 1919 wasn't charged with... anyone born after 1919... anyone born after 1919 onwards that took part in the... anyone born from 1919 onwards during the Second World War was considered as brainwashed. So nobody born after 1919 was charged with like war crimes, because they didn't know what they were doing was wrong because they were brainwashed by the Nazi ideology. Whereas anybody that was born before 1918 and before, was anyone born in 1918 would have been 15 when the Nazis took over, and so they knew full well what they were going to do. Whereas they put a cut-off point and said everybody born after 1919 would have been considered brainwashed by the ideology. And it's something like that. It's something similar to that. Yeah. It's not why Germany hired 12-year-olds. They didn't hire 12-year-olds. They did youth camps, and their whole thing was about basically building up a superior race. You got some amazing news. Hello, just some random person. Welcome to the stream. You got some amazing news. My pet gave birth to triplets. Cool. Tell us something freaky. I want shat on a tree. I'm joking. Yeah, so you should have seen your faces. But yeah, that's why, yeah, what Germany, no one was charged, no one born after 1919 was charged with crimes in the Second World War. And that was because they were considered as brainwashed. So basically, they thought what they were doing was right because they'd been brainwashed by this ideology to believe everything was right. Do I have any dirt on me? I could repair that hole. So I need to go and do something. I'm gonna go and do something in a minute. I will be back in 5 minutes. I gotta go get the washing in. Just talk amongst yourselves in the stream, everybody. Talk about what's the greatest film ever made. I'm back. Sorry, I had to go and get the washing in. Did I just see Alien versus Predator as the one of the greatest films ever made? It's not the greatest film ever made. No offense. It is. Alien versus Predator is one of the worst films ever made. When Alien versus Predator came out, it got panned by critics. It got panned by critics and film goers. The reason it got panned because it wasn't a good film. Alien vs Predator was a cool concept. It was a cool concept. But its rating, it absolutely tanked at the box office. It only made, to be a success, a film has to make its budget back. To be a success, a film has to make its budget back. And it only made, its budget, it's got to make its budget back 3 times. And it didn't make its budget back 3 times. But it was it's an interesting film. A lot of the people that watched it, a lot of the critics that watched it panned it as just a dumb film. Which, cool concept. But it's done by Paul W.S. Anderson, he's an interesting guy. Wait, did I not say Alien vs Predator 2? They haven't done a second one. Unless they have done. That's a video game though, that's not a film. That's a video game. Alien vs Predator 2 is a film. Is a video game. That's not a film. Oh, Alien vs Predator Requiem. Yes. But the only reason that's a success is because the budget was lower, because they gave it a lower budget. The only reason that was deemed as a success was because the budget was lower. Sometimes films, if a film tanks, they give it a lower budget. The only reason that one did alright was because, but they said, still, the budget, it only just made a profit. It only made a profit by 10 million. Yeah, they're okay films, but I wouldn't say it was the greatest film ever made. The greatest film ever made, I think, is Zulu, 1964. When they say the greatest film ever made, they normally look into shit. I didn't intend for that to happen. I studied film, so I know a lot about stuff. Yeah, Empire Strikes Back is not the greatest film of all time, but it's the greatest sequel. He's following me. Empire Strikes Back is not the greatest film of all time. It's the greatest sequel. It's most films. First time seeing you, F. Yeah, so back in like the late 70s, 80s, 60s, sequels always tanked. Bridge to Terabithia. I've never heard of that one. I've heard of Bridge Across the River Kwai. It would be up there. Bridge Across the River Kwai, I would definitely say is up there. Apocalypse Now, most likely. I stick Full Metal Jacket up there as well. Full Metal Jacket, you are. Your stream is burned into my screen. You are so Smart, talented, stupid, brain dead. Cute. I'm confused. In what way? Because I'm short? Is it because I'm short? Is it because I'm idiotic? Ugh. I need to sneeze. I am going to sneeze. That wasn't me. I know it wasn't. I'm stuck. I didn't put myself on crouch. That's weird. Guys, I built this build 6 years ago and we still got grass. Right. So, is it true? No, that's not true. The bottle of water thing is an absolute load of bollocks, but that's America for you. Americans don't... That came from an American didn't understand... That came from an American misheard a British person talking. So, basically, what had happened is that the American person that had wrote that down... Joe, is a working man's accent. Well, it's not the working man's accent. There's multiple working man's accent. This is just... The UK has a lot of regional accents. But then the UK has a lot of regional accents. But then you also have sub-regional accents. Yeah, it's not that it's fake. What it came from was that it came from the fact that an American couldn't understand this British person talking to another British person, and they could only pick out little words. So that's where it came from. It came from this American person couldn't understand what the British person was saying, and he only picked up words. So he only picked a. He could only pick up a couple of words. So it's true. If you're talking to someone in your accents, other people might not pick what you're saying up because of obviously how fast you're speaking. So in the case of this gentleman, he couldn't pick up what the British person was saying. He couldn't, because he couldn't pick it up, he misheard words. So for example, he could only pick up little words. So bow, water. I'm British. I'm German. Cool. See, because this American person, he only picked up a couple of words. So he picked up bottle of water. But he's actually said bottle of water, but it was because he misunderstood. But it's like you in the UK, you'd say the same about the. In the UK, you'd probably say the same about New Zealand. Instead of saying check-in desk, you hear chicken desk. So my granddad was telling me this story about he was in New Zealand and he heard someone say, "Excuse me, where's the chicken disc? Where's the chicken disc? Where's the chicken desk?" And he's at chicken desk. I think using a bit of this. Let's get rid of that. Put a path here. Please tell me we got a better shovel. Yeah. Can I stop freaking out? Can you stop freaking out? So you're asking me to tell you, can you stop freaking out? If you want to stop freaking out, why don't you just stop freaking out? I don't know. Everybody loves these streams, apparently. These streams are what? Yeah, I don't really have like a working man's accent, but then there's a lot of working man's accents in the UK. The UK has a lot of working man's accents. There's a lot of accents. Because I just picked up that wood, I can then go and do that. I can go and I can have some fun with it. So, like that, like this. Like this, like this, like this. Like this. Like this, 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 this. So we can make a path across here. Wise words if you want to stop freaking out. But then, I'm the worst person to ask advice on things like that. Because I'm the worst person to ask advice on things like that, though. I was really unhelpful to a person in my college course that was that's basically they were having like a panic attack, and I was really useless because in my head, this will sound really wrong. In my head, guys, I was just sat there like, well, they're making a fuss over nothing, and it was something so stupid. It was like the deadline was in a month for this work. Hello, Worty Gaming. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, this person was making a fuss that their assignment was due in like 3 weeks, and of course, I was really unhelpful. I just said, well, it's due in 3 weeks. You got another 3 weeks. Hello, I'm Nixora. Welcome to the stream. I want to find some birch wood, guys. I wish I'd left. I thought I'd left a chest over here with some birch wood in it. What? I tried to be as respectful as possible to this person, but I thought they were making a fuss over nothing. Do we still have that birch wood? No. You just passed a birch tree? Yeah, but that's a tree. I'm just looking for normal wood. I don't want to chop any trees down because I've got a load of birch wood at home, so I'm just going to go and get there. Bro, Camman 18 just died. Birch is underrated. Yeah, I like it for the path. I like it because it works really well with this. So, grabbing some birch wood, we can finish this off. Make this look a tad nice. We can make this look a tad nicer. Plus, gives me a bit of dirt. Plus, means I've got the wood now to go and what's that? Ooh, here we go down a couple of blocks. Maybe we'll put a pond in here. Yeah, that'd be nice. Actually, saying that, I left some chests over by the roller coaster. Ooh. So no birch. That's just oak. So did you name the chicken? No, but I haven't been back there since. I haven't named any chicken. I've made a pretty cool house with birch plants and birch logs. Looks really nice. Cool. Chicken is named Chicken. Yeah, because I haven't named him because I haven't been back since we've been live the whole time. So I haven't been there. Name him Dave. Dave the Chicken. Dave the Chicken. Yeah, why not? Thank you to the person who subscribed. As it stands, we are 14 subscribers off hitting 7,300. The aim is to hit 8,000 by my birthday. My laptop needs charging, so I'm just gonna. I unplugged it about an hour ago. But plus, because I'm streaming, it makes me because I'm streaming, it makes my battery drain faster. Ooh, sands. Let's just dump some stuff here that we don't want. Like, the redstone, the bottles, the 1 oak sampling. Welcome back, Says and Stefan. Welcome back. Right. What have we got? Nothing. Have we just got... All I want is some birch wood. Reset whoever unset it. Oh, the screen hasn't changed. Yeah, the screen hasn't changed to me. What month is my birthday? My birthday is in December. I should do a Q&A. Fine, we'll do a Q&A right now. You can... Fine, we'll do one right now. Joe, do I have BDE? Bedrock Edition? I think so. Was I a Christmas baby? Mate, I wasn't a... Well, kind of and no. In a way. Kind of and no. Do I play any instruments? I can play the ukulele and I can play the keyboard. But I can play the guitar a bit. I can play the guitar a little bit. What Xbox are you playing right now? I'm not playing Xbox. I'm playing Minecraft Nintendo Switch. I wish I could play the trumpet though, guys. I wish I could play the piano, guys. That's something I wish I could play. Is that offensive? Is what offensive? I swear Jesus was British. I don't know. Well, he was in the Middle East, but he might have come from the Celtic regions. Well, you never know, because I'm not religious, guys, so I don't believe in that stuff. But I'm not religious. I find it fascinating that you know, there's been 3,000 gods, but we're now told, oh wait, there's only one. In human history, there's been over 3,000 gods. I never listened in RE. Neither did I, but I was somehow really good at it. Oh, shoot the bed. Run over here, Joe. Run over here. In doing that, I suppose I could crack on, because he's there. I could crack on over here, I think. Let's get a block in there quickly. What is my name? Well, my name is Joe, of course. We need to get rid of Mr. Creeper. Right, got rid of the creeper. And I try to reach others. Yeah, I'm not religious, but I've got no problem with anyone who is. But I find it interesting. So, Liza's name is Thomas. Yeah, my name's not Thomas. I was reading something about Minecraft creepers recently. But I found something quite interesting about them. It said, whatever I read, it said to me something about creepers would be like plants. A creeper would be the equivalent of what you'd think would be a living plant. Well, I'm going to go to another stream. God bless Joe. I hope you get 8K. Thank you. It's really kind of you. Right, so, do all that. Bring these back. So, we've added another path here. So now this bit here actually, you know, joins up to somewhere. Plants versus zombies. Yeah, so creepers basically what creepers are, essentially they're basically living plants. I've been a loyal viewer watching Joe's streams to the end the second I get on. Yeah. I like that I'm inspiring people. I like that. I like that, you know, people are watching these streams and watching them and enjoying them. I wouldn't do these streams if I wasn't enjoying them myself. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying them. So what we're going to do here, we aren't going to build anything further than this. In fact, I would rather, I'm probably going to put more trees across here. Yeah. I was gonna, on the religious thing though, my religious views are thinged by the fact that I've had a guy in my friend's Discord server literally tell me that my history is false. You aren't annoying like other 90% of streamers. Yeah. My religious views stem from the fact that I've had people just insult me for my opinions. Well, not my opinions, but just by what I've said. I had a guy in my friend's Discord server. I think he's like autistic, but he's absolutely like truly religious. And he basically told me that Welsh history is demonic, and they're actually spawns of the devil, because the Welsh emblem's a red dragon. The Welsh emblem is a red dragon. So according to this guy, the red dragon is a symbol of the devil, because a dragon's the symbol of the devil. And of course, I don't think he understands that Christianity and other religions and things existed before Christianity. So if you get what I mean, guys. What this guy represents to me is, I think there's a point when people are blindly religious. If you get what I mean. There's a point when people are blindly religious, so they, instead of realizing that there's other ways and other things, if you sort of get what I mean, there's a point when people are blindly religious and they sort of don't realize that all religion, they sort of don't realize that all religion comes from the one thing of different parts of the world. So telling someone who's Welsh that their history doesn't exist, that's like saying that Jesus never existed. Not actually preaching, yeah. But yeah, telling a Welsh person, for example, that their history didn't exist, that's like telling a Christian that God didn't exist and it was actually just a normal man tied to a post. Be right, gonna go get Scran. It's alright. If you get what I mean, guys, that's 100% true. Like, telling one person that should I eat a crayon? Why would you want to eat a crayon? Unless I'm thinking of something completely different. But a crayon in the UK is like an oil pastel, where you. Yeah, do you guys get what I mean? But yeah, telling somebody that their history never happened and it's all fake, and it was created by the devil. That's like telling that guy would go absolutely mental if somebody told him that like Jesus didn't exist and was just a normal man that was mistakenly tied to a post. But are you sure that's the right thing? Because a crayon is a thing you draw with. You wouldn't eat in a. I don't think you're doing the right thing. Yeah, a crayon is coloured wax for drawing and writing with. Unless you're. Oh, you're talking about you're talking about like Yeah, I think you're talking about a completely different thing. Oh. So you eat wax drawing pens. Hello, Waza PG. Welcome to the stream. So I've never saw that before. So a crayon is a wax drawing. Is a basically a thing you draw. Is a wax colored wax that you draw with. I think that's actually. I don't think that's actually normal to eat, unless you've got some. Unless you're saying like, great. Hello, Faded. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I think you're. Are you talking about like a Are you talking about Crayola? Which I've heard of Crayola. I've heard of Crayola, but I've never heard of somebody eating a crayon. Crayola, yeah, not crayon. A crayon is a coloured wax thing that you draw with. If you're eating that, that's quite concerning. I mean, eating a crayon, that's basically like eating earwax. Well, not actually eating earwax. That's basically like eating a candle. Yeah, the U.S. Marines Yeah, the U.S. Marines aren't eating crayons. I think you've misheard that because crayons are things children draw with. Yeah, the Marines don't eat crayons. Yeah, do you know what that is? Do you know why that is? What that is about the Marines? It's a trope. It suggests it's a joke. It's a stereotype. It's a stereotype that the Marines were unintelligent. Crayon eating Marine. The crayon eating Marine is a. The crayon eating Marine is a joke. It's a stereotype that American Marines were. It's a stereotype that the US Marines were all unintelligent and that they would drink glue and eat crayons. Yeah, he wouldn't have been eating crayons because that's pencils. That's basically that a crayon isn't edible. Unless America have edible crayons, but a crayon is not something that's edible. It's basically something you draw with. That's basically like eating. That's basically like eating safety scissors and glitter. They do. I think you've misunderstood something because literally, guys, have you ever heard that before? Has any of you heard of that before? We've got people that have probably served in the army watching these streams. But yeah, they wouldn't eat crayons because. But it's a colouring. It's colouring though. You know, it's basically something that you draw with. It's art equipment. Marines, not army, but that is the Marines. The Marine is part of the army. Crayon eater, yeah, crayon eater is a term, but they don't actually eat crayons. Crayon eater is a term. Crayon eater is a term for the U.S. Marines because there was a joke that the U.S. Marines were stupid, and that they would drink glue and eat crayons, and the joke was that they would do that because they were unintelligent. But they're Americans, so that's not far off. Yeah, the Marines are the army. The Marines are the army. Military's in a different branch, but the military, it's still the military. The army and the military are exactly the same thing. The Marines are still the army. It's still part of the armed forces. The military is not. The military is not soldiers. The military is every single branch. The military is every branch. When you hear about the military, it's everything. The military's everything. Those branches are just branches of the military. But plus, I don't get America's system. Marines, water soldiers. But then in Iraq, you sent them to the fucking desert. Yeah, I have heard of the Navy SEALs. But Marines, the word marine is water. Marine is water. I've just never understood that. So one of my favourite British comedians said this, guys. Yeah, one of my favourite British comedians said this. He went, the only reason America fucked up in Afghanistan was because they sent Marines, water soldiers to the fucking desert. He goes, and when they called it Britain, the British general just went, well, send the desert rats then. But that's what they call them. The British division for the desert is called the Desert Rats. He goes, Marines. The word marine literally means water. When you see an animal in the water, they call it marine life, because that is it. Why does America call their bloody special ops Marines? They're not Marines. Marines are water soldiers. If you're a Marine, you're in the Navy. I just never understood that one with America. You've caught... Which is why they call it a submarine. I love it. They were initially naval infantry. I mean, the UK's the equivalent of the UK, the equivalent of the US Navy SEALs is the SAS, which the SAS is harder to get into, I think. The SAS is the elite of the elite. Like, you want something done properly, you send the SAS. The SAS are crazy. The Special Air Service is called, but they're basically everything. They have to be able to do everything. The elite special forces of the British Army, famous for its skills in areas like hostage rescue, obviously covert surveillance, formed in World War II. They were crazy. But their requirements, the requirements for the SAS are you have to be under 32. You have to be under 32. You have to have a minimum. You have to be recommended by commanding officer. You have to have a minimum of 2 years. You have to run a mile in 5 minutes. The SAS, you have to be between 17 years 9 months and 42 years 6 months. There used to be a height requirement as well, I think. There used to be a height requirement. It has a minimum of 4'10". It has a minimum of 4'10", but it used to have a height requirement of like 5'11" or something like that. Or requirement? No, they do have a requirement. To be a part of the SAS, you have to be at least 5'1" and weigh at least 50 kg, or you can't do it. It's incredible. You have 62 subscribers. Congratulations. No, you're not. Yeah, literally the UK requirements. Literally the UK requirements for you have to be over 5'1" and over 50 kg to be in the special arm, just in the SAS. You have to be able to run a mile in 5 minutes. Yo, look at your sub count. It hasn't changed to me at the moment. Oh yeah, it hasn't changed to me. Now it has. Thank you to the people who subscribe, by the way. And that's really kind of you. We're aiming to hit 8,000 subs by the end of next month. But yeah, you have to run a mile. Like, could any of you run a mile in 5 minutes? Yeah, we're 12 away, which is incredible. We're getting there. Could any of you run a mile in 5 minutes? That's the requirement. So you have to be able to run a mile in 5 minutes to be in the SAS. That's one of the requirements. And a mile is a lot, guys. I think the running requirements yeah, SAS, the SAS requirements are you have to be able to run 1.5 miles in 10 minutes and 30 seconds for the initial physical test, followed by much larger, more demanding endurance marches such as the fan dance, a 26-kilometer run in the Brecon Beacons. And you've got to march. You've got to run 40. You've got to do a 40-mile trek with a 50-pound Bergen to be completed under 24 hours. You've got to walk 40 miles. So for the requirements, you've got to walk 40 miles in. You've got to walk 40 miles with a 50-pound bag on your back, with a 55-pound bag on your back. 10 away. Ooh, blimey. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, 40 miles. You have to walk 40 miles with a 55-pound bag on your back in 24 hours. That's one of the requirements, because they said one of it's about endurance, speed, endurance, and the... Everyone sub... Everybody wants to rule the world. But yeah, literally, like the requirements for the SAS. I think which one's harder to get into? The Navy SEALs. Let's have a look. I'm going to Google it. Who is it easier to get into the SAS? Oh, it's hard. It's easier to get into the U.S. Navy SEALs than the British SAS. The SAS has a really low acceptance policy. Its selection process is based on weeding out the majority of applicants who don't meet an already high standard. Navy SEALs have a high failure rate, but it's possible to join by meeting a defined through extremely difficult standard. Basically, the SAS has a higher bar for entry, with the average intake of 125 categories. All but 10 will fail the selection process. Well, literally, you can go and join the Navy SEALs, the United States Navy SEALs, but the SAS, you have to be in the Army first. You have to be recommended to apply. How would I get mod? If you're here and very consistent and watching the streams, then I would consider you for a mod. That's how I do it. I don't know. I don't actually know, but it's out of 125 people that apply, only 10 people get in to the SAS. But if you get what I mean, you can apply for the Navy SEALs right now. You can't apply to join the SAS. You have to be You have to be impeccably recommended to apply for it. You have to be recommended by a military officer. By your military, you have to be in the military to get into the. It's easy. I swear I got into today. Totally. But yeah, you have to be in the military to be in the SAS. You have to be in the military beforehand to get in. They used to have the UK used to have the SOE as well, which basically was covert operations. That's where they got the idea from James Bond from. Ian Fleming that wrote James Bond worked for the SOE as a intelligence officer. So he met all these people that he based James Bond off. So Ian Fleming worked with Gus March Phillips, who Gus March Phillips became one of his inspirations for James Bond. Gus March Phillips was basically a James Bond style character. He was crazy. Gus March Phillips, you give him a gun and you know he would do the operation, but he would do the operation no matter what. And crazy. Cats and dogs. I prefer dogs myself. I prefer dogs. There's a zombie here, but not anymore. You're dead. But yeah, the thing, Gus March Phillips, the interesting thing about him, his courage was often so extreme that it verged on foolishness. He was inspirational, incredibly brave, but his bravery sometimes led him to act recklessly. And he had a particular disdain for bureaucracy and risk. Which is why they But those guys were bonkers. I'm listening to you while I work on my book. Cool. But these characters were... How many words have you written, just out of curiosity? I'm the most popular author right now. Yeah, I wish I was the most popular author, but I'm not. I've hardly made any book sales. I haven't made any this year, I don't think. I could check, but I don't think I've made any. Should I have a look? Yeah, let's have a look on stream. I haven't made any in months, I don't think. This month, no. I haven't made any this month, but that's normal. Wow, the last time I made one, orders, let's wind this back to, hold on a minute. Let's wind this back to this year. I made 8. I made 6 in January. I made 6 in January and 2 this month and 2 this year. I made 1 in January, 1 in March, 6 in January, 1 in May. What's the basic overview? The basic overview, it's more of a chronology. It's a chronicles. It's a chronicles basically. The main character is a man called Agent 1, and he is a young up and coming military. He's a young up and coming agent. He controls a small agency. He controls a small agency that at the start of the first story they are unknown, but because of their work in fighting the alien invasion of book 1 and 2, they build up a reputation. He builds up a reputation as one of the greatest military minds that the Earth has ever seen. So the whole story is on him, his career, from young and up and coming, slightly arrogant young military officer to being the greatest soldier of all time. But the story is about him. The story is about him and how he went to hell and back. The whole story is of him. It's a man that basically was selfless. He gave absolutely everything to everyone, but never took anything out of it. Hello, Kesselipoli 2829, and welcome, Todder Rakami. Welcome back. I just finished chapter 4. Cool. I'm working on my novel. I've just finished chapter 17. No, I'm just working on chapter 18. I've wrote, at the moment, guys, should I have a look? Should I have a look how many words I've wrote so far? Well, chapter 8 at the moment. Chapter 18 is at 3,000 words. Chapter 18 is at 3,000, almost 3,200. And I'll have a look. Chapter 18 is at 3,200 nearly. The whole book, the whole rest of the book at the moment is, doesn't say. The whole rest of the book at the moment is 59,000. So I'm about to cross 60,000. How do I send pictures? You can't send pictures on the stream. That's not possible. Glitchy. Your cat is attacking your feet. I don't know, put shoes on. I don't know. But yeah, what version you want? Because this is not Bedrock. That you put some odd comments in. Hello, Sunflame Solo. Welcome to the stream. I just choked, guys. I just choked. I just choked on air. I'm on Bedrock. Yeah, I'm not playing Bedrock, I'm afraid. This is Legacy Console. Guys. You felt my feet were toys to attack. Yeah. Yeah, what was I going to say? So the thing of my science fiction my story series, it's basically about Empire. What I will say to you, David, because you were the one who asked me, is the story is more about Empire and building. It's more about, you know, the rise and fall of empires. My book trilogy, which it won't be a trilogy after I finish book 4, but it's mainly about the rise and fall of empires, about, you know, the bringer of death. The guy that destroys the empire. Pretty much. That's sort of like the whole, what I can say. The whole point of the whole point of the story is that the main character is a great military officer. He inadvertently tears down all the great galactic empires. But we don't know what your story's about, so we can't name the next chapter. We can't name the next chapter for you. Star Wars? Yeah. No, my story is not Star Wars. My story is a genuine novel. But Empire, the whole point of my story is that the main character brings down all the great empires. But not Galactic Empire, but galactic is the word galactic means galaxy. So across the galaxy, yeah, but George Lucas called it the Galactic Empire, but the reason he called it that is because galactic's another word for galaxy. So the whole point, across this galaxy, there is ancient empires. The point is, across the galaxy, across the Milky Way, there's hundreds of old empires. And the big three, the big three, the main character inadvertently destroys them all. He inadvertently destroys all three of them. Over the stories, the main character destroys all the big three empires and ends up tipping the cosmic balance. Tipping the cosmic balance, so, you know, a new empire rises in its place. It's the same. It's actually based on. Do you know what Star Wars is actually based on? Flash Gordon. It sounds like Star Wars, but it's actually thing. It's actually based on. It's actually based on the Second World War. It's based on the Second World War. It's actually based on the Second World War. After the Second World War, Great Britain went into the Second World War as the most powerful country on the planet, and they left the Second World War on its. Great Britain left the Second World War on its knees because of the Second World War, because of what happened during the Second World War, and Great Britain and the Germany basically thought total war against each other. Great Britain left the Second World War on its hands and knees. The British Empire basically had collapsed. If you look at the history of the Second World War, America and the Soviet Union had the Cold War because Great Britain couldn't challenge them. What Great Britain, if Great Britain had been in there, it would have been more balanced. There wouldn't have been a Cold War because it would have been more balanced. But the worst thing for the world was the fact that after the Second World War, Great Britain had practically was bankrupt. You got to think all the major industries in the UK had to all switch to making bomb shelters, making cannons, guns, weapons. All the industry, because after the Second World War, after the First World War, but the Second World War, we came out of the Second World War a lot better off than we came from the First World War a lot better than the Second, but the Second World War was practically near bankrupt. What characters should I? I have no idea, because. Why don't you create your own characters? Why don't you create your own characters? Rather than adding your character, why don't you just create your own characters? If you create your own original characters, it makes it more interesting. You know, a ship crashing, you know, it could crash in front of everybody. It could crash in a fucking football stadium. It could crash in a football stadium, and all you've got is young football players like. I've nicked that from the film Tomorrowland. Sorry, no, I've nicked that from a film called Tomorrow War, where basically time travelers from the future land in the 2022 World Cup final, which is somehow between Brazil and Scotland, which is just really bizarre, but yeah, guys, 442 of you have watched that would probably be wrong. That would probably be wrong to use somebody's name, because it's their name. With their permission, but it's still wrong though, because that's their name. That's their personal information. Thank you to the people who subscribed. We are we're literally 8 subscribers off hitting 7,300, which I didn't expect. I didn't think it was that low. I have a Discord notification. Oh, and writing discussion. It's a play on words from Operation Mince. I can't spell fucking mince. I put an extra E in it. There you go. Don't make a sound like a good chapter. Don't make a sound like a good chapter. Could be. I've wrote a chapter for a book before that the chapter's called A Bad Day. What one bad day. Well, I've once called a chapter The Invasion. And then I called chapter 10 of the same book of the next book. It was Invasion again. But except that time it was the humans re-invading the land taken from the aliens. It's a cool story. It's a cool idea. I love it. I love writing stories. I've got a couple of ideas that I want to publish next year. I've got one that I want to do for a competition, so I'm probably going to start writing that after I finish this thing I'm working on, most likely. 440 of you have watched this stream today, guys. I'm aiming to hit 1,000 40,000 views this month. We're probably going to hit it, guys. We are going to smash it. The fourth... Oh, it's not a proper link. If you go onto the... You know the community tab, Egg? You know the community tab? You know the community tab on a YouTube channel when you click post and you see what the community... Have I been here the longest? No, Egg has. Egg has been in the stream since probably the 10th minute. Probably more than that. Probably less. Probably more than that, actually. Probably like the, I don't know, 3rd minute. But saying that... Just saying that onto a point, guys. Yeah, you know the YouTube community tablet, Egg? Who's the second longest? Probably you. But you disappeared. We had other people, but you disappeared for a bit. But we had other people in the stream, but I think you probably are the second longest. Well, that's been on the stream for a while. Yeah, if you go to my YouTube community tab, Egg, the Discord link will be in there. I've put it in there so people can see it. And he's found it. Okay. There we go. Welcome to the Discord server. We have... You are... I believe you are our 90... You're our 93rd member. You are our 93rd Discord member. "93 members. Would you consider me a friend?" That's a bizarre comment to ask someone. That's quite a bizarre comment to ask someone. Like, a lot of people have said that recently. But you guys know nothing about me, if you get what I mean. You guys know nothing about me. Like, some people, like, you just know that I stream. I wouldn't accept friendship from people in streams because literally, that's like saying, That's like saying, I've watched one of your videos. Do you think I'm a friend? Do you consider me a friend? That's not how sort of friendship works. I don't understand that comment that people that it's not just you. Other people have commented that as well. I don't agree with that comment, with people commenting that, because you know nothing about them. If you get what I mean, it's like but as a viewer, I understand that. It's like saying, like, for example, you know, John still plays Minecraft. This is the first time he's ever watched one of my streams. But to go and say, like, to say, ask that, that's if you get what I mean. I've had other people ask me that. But is that what people merit as friendship nowadays? You watch one of their streams and you think that you think you're their best friend. So you're friendly with people on the streams. Yeah, you're friendly with people on the streams because you've got to. You have to absolutely love everyone that's you have to absolutely love everyone that's watching your streams because they've given you your time of day. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that John still plays Minecraft. I said I've had people ask me that. Am I your friend? When literally they've been watching the streams like once, and that's what I get. It's not good, and it's not a good idea asking people that you've watched once or twice on a stream if they're your friend. That's like going into a shop once and asking them if you're their best customer. Where you're getting plays Minecraft. I get sometimes I will mistake people's names. I just misread it then. I thought I saw an MC in your name. Sometimes I misread people's names. It happens. It happens a lot because I have a lot of people. I have a lot of people that watch my streams. Yeah, you've got to absolutely love everyone on your streams, and I treat everyone with great respect. But when you've watched someone stream for the first time and try and ask them if you're would you consider them a friend? That's quite an odd question to ask someone. That's like going into a shop for the first time ever, buying something from there, and then asking them if you're their favorite customer. Well, everyone in here is good. Everyone in here is good people. Well, everyone in here is good people. Everyone in here is polite. It's like, if someone in this stream hasn't been polite, we wouldn't see their comment because I probably would have banned them. Do I get head pats, Joe? Jesus. But what I mean, like, everyone on here is nice and respectful. Like, I like it when it is nice and respectful. Like, I've done streams before when you've had people telling other people to kill themselves in the stream, and I hate it. Because it is horrible. And I come from a point of, I was bullied in school. So, I come from a point of, I was bullied in school, so I don't like seeing other people bullied on streams. I was bullied in school a lot, so it's one of those. I was bullied in school a lot when I was younger, so I like to make these streams as chill as possible because I know what it's like to be bullied. So we have a lot of people here who are like, who have been bullied and things like that. So You want to have it a chill environment. You want to have it in chill environment. It's like all those people now that you go into try and find. You go and try and find a YouTube stream, and you find it's like fake AI generated brain rot ones. And that's why a lot of you guys have found my streams, because you've enjoyed the fact that I'm genuine. If I make jokes about being slightly short, I make jokes about being overweight. You wouldn't have that anywhere else. I don't think anywhere else on YouTube you would find someone that takes the mickey out the fact that they're short or overweight, and that's what it's like. You've got to be to be a good streamer. You've got to be a good streamer, or be a good person. It's I really mucked up what I was going to say then. To be a good streamer, you've got to be a good person first. To be a good YouTuber, you've got to be a good person first. To be a good Twitch star, Instagram star, you've got to be a good person too. No one wants to support an asshole on social media. No one wants to support an asshole. No one wants to support an asshole on social media. In fact, no one wants to go to bed worse than they got up. So, let's shove this glass into here. Let's grab an oak plank. All we need is one. One is all we need. I need to just quickly take my TV because it's coming off. Except for other assholes. Yeah. Like, literally, I got bullied in school because I was short. I got bullied in school because I was really, really skinny. I got bullied in school because I gained weight and I was slightly chubby. I was bullied for everything. So I resonate with people who go onto streams. Because some people, this is their escapism from being bullied. They can go and do whatever they want. So yeah. I was bullied for everything. I was bullied for being overweight. I was bullied for being skinny. So, yeah. I'm chubby and tall, so I feel you. I was the other way around. I was bullied for being chubby and short. I always had that, but you know, there are people here who watch streams who are bullied, and there are people who are generally bullied all their lives. There are people that are bullied all their lives, and you want to give them entertainment, but you want to give everybody entertainment, and you want everything to be respectful, which is why we have Nightbot here saying everyone be kind and respectful. Everyone has the right to watch. What, I don't need to do a face reveal. No one wants to see my ugly face. No one wants to see my 200. No one wants to see my 5'9", 210-pound ugly face. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. But even though none of that was incorrect. Oh God, itchy nose. Right. I love this harbour, guys. I absolutely love this harbour. Yeah, I just don't see the point of face reveals. How you does me being like, I don't agree with face reveals. So I don't see the necessity of them. I don't see the necessity of face reveals, if you get what I mean. I don't see the necessity of them. Does the fact... I don't see the necessity of face reveals. Like, does the fact that I'm fairly short, I'm 5'9", does the fact that I'm fairly overweight, I'm 210 pounds, does the fact that I have a beard and blonde hair, does that have any relevance towards the Minecraft content that I'm making? Yeah, it does. I agree on that regard. It does connect the viewers. but you can connect in other means. You guys have connected to me because of the fact that I do tell stories. I am socially inappropriate. I am anti-political correctness in a way. I believe in being correct. But you say, I say my opinion. Whether you disagree with it, you disagree with it. But I don't change my opinion to suit someone's narrative. I say my opinion is my opinion, if you get what I mean. And, if someone asks me my opinion on it, I will never lie. Can there be a good reason to bully? No. But I say that as someone that got picked up by other people in my class that was taller than me and tossed down a hill. I say that as somebody who got when I was 12, I was roughly like 4'10", 4'11". When I was 12, I was roughly like 4'10", 4'11". So when I was 12, I was like 4'10", 4'11", and I was probably like 50 pounds. I weighed probably like 50 pounds, so that's like, I probably weighed like 4 stone or something like that, which is, I probably weighed something like 4 stone or something like that. That's like, I probably weighed something like 4 stone. That's about 56 pounds. So I was about, when I was 12, I was about, that's normal. I'm not bullies. But no, I'm not saying that. So when I'm talking about bullying, when I was in school, guys, I was like 4'10" when I was 12. I was like 56 pounds. I was like 56 pounds, and a couple of people in my class picked me up, shoved me in a box, picked up the box, and tossed it down a hill. And I think it stunted my growth actually, which is probably why I'm only 5'9", which is that's average height for a British. That's average height for a British adult, but literally it hurt my back. My back still hurts today. It probably did stunt my growth. My back still hurts. I still have pain in my back from that, even though that was 10 years ago. So, going on to the point I was making, there's no way that bullying can be justified. There's no way that bullying can be justified or reasoned with. There's no reason you can justify it, if you get what I mean. That's what I mean, Egg. I don't see a way you can justify it. Like, can you justify somebody grabbing me and then tossing me down a hill? Goodbye, John Still Plays Z2. Thank you for watching the live stream. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. But yeah, shit the fuck. Another creeper come up behind me. But yeah, if you know what I mean. So there's no way you can justify it. Like, I don't feel there's a way you can justify anything like that. But if you can find a way to justify it, then I'm all ears. I would like to know a way you could think of justifying it. But I can't. But some other people might be able to find a way to justify it. I risked. That was partially my fault. I risked the chances there. I risked the chances there. The comments won't really come through. Oh, interesting. Oh, it's because. Oh, hold on. Let's just grab that a minute. Let's just get down here and we'll stick one of these in, and then we'll just throw everything in there. Good. Now we'll come up and then we'll do douche, douche, douche. There we go. I'm back dealing with my car insurance. Alright, it's alright. We were just talking about bullying, David. We were just talking about bullying. About is there a way to justify it? Because I don't think there is. I don't think there's a way of justifying bullying. So, sorry for being late to you. That's all right. You don't have to be late. Sorry, I mean you don't have to watch the whole stream. Sorry, sorry. We were talking about bullying just then. We were talking about whether or not it can be justified. So I don't think it can be justified because I got bullied all the time when I was younger. Literally, guys, I got bullied a lot when I was younger. Mainly it was because I was really short when I was younger. Sorry for being late to you. That's alright. You don't have to join every stream. It's not like mandatory to watch every stream that I do. But yeah, I got bullied all the time when I was younger, guys. I got bullied for being skinny, short. Then I gained weight and I was bullied for being chubby, fat. I once got called a fat prick by someone that was just not strong enough to try and throw me down a hill. Which was... One guy wanted my brother that has a muscle wasting disease to die in his sleep. Oh my god. That's disgusting. Like I said, that's why I don't like bullying. That's why I don't like bullying. Like, so I told the story just now about how when I was 12. So when I was 12, I was like 5 foot. When I was 12, I was like 4'10", 4'10", and probably like 56 pounds. So that's like, I don't know what that is in kg. Uh, 25 kg. When I was 12, I was like 25 kg and I don't know, 4'10" or something like that. And other people in my school year picked me up, shoved me in a box, and then threw the box down the hill. And I've got a bad. I still have pain from that a decade later. It probably stunted my growth, actually. It probably damaged my spine. Ironically, since then, guys, I only grew 10 inches since then. And then personally yeah, I see stuff like that. I just don't understand it. Like, it's like when I talk about bullying, though. Have we got anyone here that's ridiculously tall? Have we got anyone in the stream that's ridiculously tall? For this, have we got anyone here that's like really tall? You're 6'4". Yeah. Okay, I'm going to use that as an example in a minute. Bullying nowadays is so much worse because it's cyber. Well, that can be justified. Yes, that can be justified. If it's sorry to be here late. That's all right. You've already said that. It's all right. Literally, like what is 6'4"? That's like 193. That's 193 centimeters, isn't it? Like that. People, when you're talking about people, when people are like bullying each other, 30 years ago you had to do it to their face, but now you can do it on a screen. So 30 years ago you had to pack the punch to go and do it. Yeah. Have a good rest of your day, Minecraft Z16. Have a good rest of your day. But yeah, if you get what I mean, guys, like 30 years ago, you had to go and pack the punch as well if you wanted to bully someone. But now you can turn around and just do it for a screen. Well, yeah, that's not really bullying. That's really just really that's vigilantism. I'm gonna type this in. Yeah, so 30 years ago, guys, bullying meant that you had to go and pack a punch. Yeah, good luck, Minecraft Z16. 30 years ago, bullying meant you had to pack a punch because you had to be able to take it back. Nowadays, through social media, what car do I own? None. There we go. So, yeah, nowadays through social media, guys, someone who's 130 centimeters could now bully someone who's 195. But 30 years ago, if they wanted to do that, they had to do it to their face, and you know, the 195-year-old. Yeah, but then really, that's really you're defending someone, so that's not ideally that would not be considered wrong, because really it had noble intentions. So talking about bullying, like 30 years ago, you had to pack a punch with bullying, because the 195 centimeter person would just literally give it to them. They'd be too scared to go and do it to their face. But nowadays, anyone can decide, oh, I'm going to bully this person through a screen. And of course, there's a safety net. You don't actually have to be there in front of them. What do you think? What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? Is that true? 30 years ago now, there's now a safety net between them. The fact that you have to... Bro, I'm not typing. I know you're not typing. Well, there was a guy in my school year, actually. He used to bully people, but when he got told off, he started crying and played out that he was a victim. And this guy, I hate him for it. Bro, I'm not typing. I know you're not typing. I was talking about bullying. I was talking about the bullying point. I made a really good thing. I made a point on cyberbullying to everyone. What does everyone think? 30 years ago, if you were before cyberbullying existed, you had to go and do it to their face. But nowadays, you have a... Yeah. But this guy, he basically got in trouble because he put a chain around my throat, strangled me with a metal chain. And when he got in trouble for it, he cried and got his way out of it and tried to play the victim. But he never got told off for it. Obviously, I never got anything wrong. Nothing ever happened to me, but I had a red line about my throat. My tutor went absolutely ham. She went, there's a thin, pardon the swear word, but she went, there's a flipping red line around his neck. She went berserk because she was so angry. And another guy in my class who I got on with, he said to me, like, you know, he's bashed in one person's face, he's strangled you, and he's got away with it twice in 2 days. That is favoritism. Well, literally, they didn't get away with it. My tutor went berserk at the fact that my school didn't do anything. My old tutor, my tutor in school went ballistic. There was a red line around my throat, and they still didn't do anything about it. That's what built up. I think that hardened me, actually, guys. I think that hardened me. I even wrote a note, actually. I wrote a note about that event, and I remember my line. I wrote a line about that event to myself, and I think my line was, "Why should I care if no one else does?" Which, that's quite a dark thing to say. That's a dark thing to write. But obviously it wasn't aimed at me. Which is quite a, it's quite a sad thing to write, but I think I used it for a book line as well, afterwards. But, anyway, right. Well, on the happier note, 7 subs away, yeah. But I was always on a happy note. That was a happy story, because after that, I didn't see that guy ever again. Well, I heard he's not in a good shape at the moment, so hopefully hopefully it gets worse for him. Anyway, I'm going to end this stream in a minute, guys. I've been streaming for almost 4 hours. There will probably be a... My man got a brick thrown off her head. Bloody hell. Blimey. You're a 4-year-old kid again. Interesting, because a 4-year-old kid wouldn't be able to type. Well, fair play. Back in them days, they were made of fucking steel, weren't they? British people back then were made of steel. Worst part of the day is when Joe ends stream. Worst. Press F to pay respects. Yeah, the worst part, honestly, British people back in them days. Worst part back in them days, British people were stronger. Never mind the brick. British people were strong. It took more than a brick. Nowadays you'd hear people complain. Did you guys see the guy in did you guys see this protest in Southport last year? A British protester, he got hit in the head by a brick. He turned around and he got hit in the head by someone throwing a brick by accident, and then he turned around and then he took another brick to the private parts as he was walking back. Hello Kadri Suna, welcome back to the stream. But yeah, he took a right brick. The guy took 2 bricks. Like, fair play to him. The fact that he got up. Now the most. Something quite bizarre. Something that was generally really, really bizarre. That is true. There was a Britishman a few years ago. He was hit by a bus on the way to the pub, and his first thing was to walk straight in the pub and have a pint. Incredible. Thank you, everybody. I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.